Hello lovely people. We've been paired against a very strong player here. I'm playing a rapid game straight away, and the only goal, apart from just playing well generally, for me in this game is do not go down on time. I want to be generally matching my opponent, if not a bit better. They're challenging my centre straight away. I think I will take. I will give a check, and I'll just come back if they push a pawn, and probably just give another check. I was going to say if they block with the bishop, I was going to give another check, but I think I'll do that straight away. Develop my queen with tempo. I can castle quite soon. Just backing off with the bishop. Now, because I'm going to be playing faster, I need to be quicker at noticing threats, and therefore hopefully quicker at parrying threats or noticing and avoiding, noticing that there isn't a threat. I was basically going to say the same thing twice. I'm going to push this pawn 2 squares. I would like to develop this knight to c3, and if I don't push that pawn 2 squares, my opponent, when I develop to c3, could have pushed forward and attacked that knight. I think I'd like to develop. So I'm looking at this knight and thinking, is there any pressure that can be applied to that knight that I can't resolve? I don't think so at the moment. I'm expecting this rook to come over quite shortly, but then where's this bishop going to go that's scary for that discovered attack? Probably want to still get out of it, get out of the threat, and I'll get out of it while maintaining a view of my knight. I mean, I quite like the idea of jumping with my knight to e5. The problem I've got at the moment, or a problem, is the knight on c3 blocks my c2 pawn, and my bishop has its eyes closed until I can challenge these central pawns. So probably a little bit of untangling needing to be done here. Okay, I was going to ask that bishop a question anyway, so that's the answer before it's asked. Potentially bishop to, well, not from d1, bishop to f4. This nice diagonal is open. Could I take this? Takes, no, not yet. Not yet. Potentially this, and then the same idea. Not quite. The queen wouldn't be the first in the line of sacrifices there. Okay, let's develop. Doing well on the clock. That is the only goal in this game. Look for tactics at every point. I'm looking for tactics in my opponent's moves, when my opponent's making their move. Not just my tactics I could make, but my opponent as well, because they are likely to find something. I think when I'm playing a higher rated player, my expectation is that one of the ways they'll be most likely to beat me is tactically, because we're low, we've got the rapid time control there isn't much time, so it's more about intuition and spotting stuff rather than slowly calculating. I was thinking of pinning the knight, still thinking about that. I'm not going to take this bishop. I'm going to either pin the knight or come across with my rook, I think. And I'm going to pin the knight. And now I think I'm going to come across with this knight, allow this bishop out, and maybe eventually get the bishop to f5. Something along those lines. I don't know whether to move my rook over first to challenge. I think I will, because this rook can't yet come over. So I'm basically trying to use the fact that my opponent hasn't connected their rooks before lifting one of them. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll make all the difference. Doing well on the clock. The only goal of this session. Just do well on the clock. Nice, okay. Will Andrus kill me for that move? He might. He might be very aggressive and shout at me. Maybe it's deserved. But I quite like this move, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. That's an interesting move. I think I might have to... No, I was going to say I might have to go here because of guarding against this and this, but I don't, because this is covered by this. This knight can't take the bishop and fork my queen and rook on the same move. So it might be worth coming back, because if I attack the rook now, they can... Yeah, they can take first, attacking my queen. I mean, I want to get my bishop to f5 now. Just now. Come on. There's no time to waste. But it's too many moves. It's too many moves. This just looks awkward to me. Even if it weren't that they were on the same diagonal, they just don't look like particularly happy pieces. Where's this queen going? I have to stay on this diagonal. I have to keep an eye on this. If takes, then recapture, and we're still looking at that. And it doesn't... I was going to say it doesn't make a difference, but this rook just has no move, so it does make a difference. I have to be on that diagonal for the time being. We're still okay on the clock, within 30 seconds. I could have gone to c1, and I'm even thinking about it now. I do quite like the idea of c1. It's another retreating move, but it's a bishop retreating, and it's keeping an eye on a good diagonal. Although their bishop is looking at maybe a better diagonal because it's looking at a pawn in front of my king. I think I'm going to do this. If they take, I'm not going to recapture, I'm going to take a rook. And if they take my rook, then I'm going to take their bishop. Otherwise, I think I would have had to go to d1, covering this square, because then they can take my bishop. So I can't take there because they can take with the rook, defending that bishop. So I think I just have to take back. Rook over. This is covered twice. Yeah. Take. Now, am I aggressive here? They can force the trade of queens. I think I need to be aggressive, because if I'm not aggressive, then they own the only open file, and it's very hard for me to contest it successfully, I think. Let's go. Yeah, that's as expected. Let's not... Nothing's hanging. I could block, but then this, and then this again. I think I like the idea of blocking. If I block and then they take, and I take with the pawn, or even take with the rook, then if they try and come in here, I can come back. It's lots of rook moves, but basically I don't lose my control of the second rank. If I go away, I feel like I'm giving up too much. I'm going to block. We have gone down on time. I have gone down on time. I think now I need to get this bishop out. And I need to make some reasonably fast moves to get some time back. But nothing silly, just reasonably fast. I could have given a check. I didn't see that. That was probably unreasonably fast if I didn't see the check. Don't I have check and then takes with... Ah, no, I don't have that. Whew. Very close. That's why that check didn't work a second ago. Okay, that's why they allowed that. That makes sense. Come on, opponent, spend a couple of minutes. Just relax. Don't move too quickly. A couple of minutes would be nice. Okay, I think I'm going to take with the rook. It temporarily... Yeah, do I want to do that? Yes. It temporarily loses control of e2, but I'll just come straight back. My opponent has a draw, I think, anytime they want it. I think they could just go rook e1, rook f1, rook e2, rook f2, etc. But they don't want that. Trying to find a way of getting my king into the game and then being able to challenge for the e-file, and kept on finding ways in which black could annoy me. And if I went to f2, then I would have run into a problem where my king is now like staying on the first rank. I want the king to be able to move forward with the sideways move. I think I want to push the knight to this square and then challenge it. because the knight can't move. Maybe it doesn't want to move, that's fine. If I do this, so it can't move from that square now without losing the rook, and I can potentially come up or something like this. It needs to be on a square that the knight can't check me. Oh, that was a square that the knight could check me. Damn. Damn. Okay. So how do I deal with this? I think get out of there immediately. That was a blunder. My opponent missed it, luckily. I'm going to take and then push and just keep the pressure on this pawn. Just basically all I'm doing is making use of this pin, and the rook can't join the party, which is very nice. Well, I thought it couldn't. It's joining a different party. So we exchange rooks and then I lose a pawn. Surely it's just temporarily. Maybe not. Yeah, because I've got this covered and this covered by the bishop and the... Okay, but then takes... Not doing too bad on time. Definitely keeping in contact, not running, not making moves, not having to make moves like immediately, which is good. I just don't want to get 2 or 3 minutes down and then be just setting myself up to blunder. Okay. How about here? Because I've discounted doing that because they can check and win the bishop, but I could go here, takes here, 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 and then they can't defend that pawn. Ah, there's the same fork. That's a shame. My idea was fantastic, just apart from the fact that it didn't work in this particular position. But I'm proud of myself, for coming up with such a well thought out little sequence. I could be a good endgame player. I've got the potential. But those knight forks, bloody goes everywhere. So now let's see if we can get stalemated. No, he's left his post. No stalemates. Oh, no, still on. Don't you dare come here. Stay where you are. Take, and then, oh no, you're going to be a while to get back to that. Here and then here. Don't just leave the knight there. Come on. Check, yes, and then push. Just push a pawn. Ah, you didn't push a pawn. Ah, well. So, I think that was all right. I'm sure there'll be blunders, whatever. So I didn't realise that 4 blunders, that means there were 4 blunders in the game. I thought it was saying I've made 4 blunders. I think there were 4 blunders in that game. So I will take a look at it and report back. All right. I didn't win. I didn't draw a drawn position. But I took a position to a drawn endgame. I know I lost. I know I blundered at the end. But, you know, that's not bad. Although there were quite a lot of opportunities for my opponent to win. They didn't take them, and I managed to claw it back all the way until the end. But let's have a look at it. Come on then, some highlights please. I have just spent way too long, maybe not way too long, but way longer than I expected, looking at the French defence, because this is the French defence. And I won't go into it now, but I'm going to try and play the advanced French. I think that's what it's called, where you advance this pawn, and when the opponent... What are they going to do in this position? I can't remember. No. I don't play the knight out. That's why I'm getting confused. In the new line that I'm going to play this and then c3 and some other stuff. We won't go into it now, but I'm quite happy with spending quite a lot of time looking at some various lines involving a3, which I've never seen before, but I've never seen almost anything before, so it doesn't make me surprised. In the game, I played some terrible moves. This is just awful. This blocks the bishop out, and it's just terrible. Just not a good move. So I then bring the queen out, and now the bishop's trapped forever, basically. And this was fine, just pushing to try and get out my pieces and to get my queen to a position where she can maintain a view of the knight without being in a pin. I don't think that black should play this move. I think that made me feel a bit safer. And I have the bishop pair now. This is technically a bishop, I promise. Okay, this is where it gets really messy, and both of us missed quite a lot of stuff. So I'm reasonably happy with that move. And now I did check this with an engine because I felt like there were probably tactics that were being missed. And there were. So I should have taken this rook. I should have gone takes, and if queen takes, takes, and again, if queen takes, takes, and play from here. This is probably what I should have done. If they took with the pawn, then I kind of feel like this is okay. I'm not sure. But they didn't do any of that stuff. Because I didn't do any of that stuff, I put my knight here. And I think this is the position I said that Andres would shout at me. He almost certainly will, if he ever sees it. Maybe I will just never show him. And it allows for this knight move, which I didn't see. And I did say in the game, I think maybe this. I didn't say it at this point. I think I said it. I can't remember. But I did see it, and apparently it's the top engine move. It's not a good position for white, so it's not like I'm particularly proud of seeing a top engine move. But I played bishop here. And the problem with that is it's just a bit messy. And I think there's a problem with the next move, which I didn't spot. So when I move my knight out, I'm not sure exactly what black should do here, but yeah, still quite messy. This is the point. Bam! Because black has this excellent move, knight to b4. And now we've got this problem, double attack on the rook. The queen is hit. The knight can be taken, but you lose a rook, and that's probably the best white can do. You can't take back, even if you could. It wouldn't matter, but it would be checkmate if you did. No, it wouldn't be checkmate, actually. Technically, no, it wouldn't be. There we go. But you have lost a rook for a knight. So, not great. Let's go back. Lines. Here we go. So, black instead took. That's what happened. And then I was able to spot the problems. So, took there with a rook. And then blocked. Everything seems fine. And now, and I didn't see it here. I didn't see that this pawn was hanging. I think I played this move without seeing it. But I should take this pawn. Black must have missed it. I missed it. And that's fine. But that happens. And I was trying to play quickly, and I did play quickly. That was my only goal. But, yeah, and then you give a check, and then you just come back. Fine. That's forgivable. Here, I did see it. And I think I just trusted my opponent. I shouldn't be trusting my opponent. This is a free pawn with check. What am I doing? Someone commented, someone who's watching my game commented saying, I missed mate. But I didn't miss mate because this rook is pinned. And I spotted that in the game, so that I knew that that wasn't on. I should have taken here. Check. And I think I just trusted my opponent that this would have ended up being like a problem here or something. I don't know. Like this, it's just silly. It's obviously not a problem. So what can black do? I mean, white just does this again. And then this, and take. And yeah, white's doing very well. Maybe this, and checkmate. But I didn't see that. I mean, I didn't even look hard enough. I should have taken a moment and looked and played a better move. So I looked at the corner thinking, ooh, this is good, this is fun. Takes, and then this is okay. I was thinking that this was going to be stronger than it was. I think my intuition is just not very good. So here I didn't even really spot this pawn move. Well, I did. I just thought I could come up with the king. It's just way too slow. And just after I made this move, I thought, oh, I better make sure my king can't be checked. And I realized after I'd made it that it can be. So this loses the game. Like black checks and white comes back, and it's completely lost. So something else. Basically, this route doesn't work. So they missed it, and now and I think that was a mistake, because why is black doing this? They're maintaining their position in this pin basically needlessly. This pawn is protected. It's a mistake, and it does equalize. Allow white to equalize, and this is all equal. This is all equal, and I don't know this because I'm super clever and good at chess. It's because I checked with the engine. I mean, equal doesn't really mean equal at my level, because so many mistakes are made that we're not going to be able to spot the drawing line necessarily. So I'm not trusting the engine is giving me good information here, but it looks very equal to me. And if I were to miss that blunder and go here and here, then I can probably hope to draw this line. But I don't know, maybe it's more complicated than I think it is. I'm not very good at endgames. I'm not very good at chess in general, but relatively, I'm not good at endgames. So that's something to work on, certainly. All right, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them. And please do subscribe to the channel. I shouldn't ask people to subscribe right at the end. Barely anyone's watching right at the end. So if you're still here now, thank you very much. And subscribe. If you like this video, please click like. And I will see you in another video. Goodbye.